Hi there folks, so welcome back to my channel, and for this video I've come back into Glasgow. I've actually just parked up pretty much more or less where I parked up when the last time I was here, when I went to come and see Glasgow Green, because where I'm actually going to be going to visit today is the People's Palace, because I found out last night or the night before that the People's Palace had reopened. I think it's really only the top floor that's still shut. So I'm going to go along and try and see what's going on, what's happening. Because even though I grew up in the area surrounding Glasgow, the People's Palace was one place I'd never actually went to visit. So this is going to be a bit of an adventure for me as well. So hopefully it'll be plenty of interesting things to see within the People's Palace itself. So I'm going to grab my bag in a minute and head on out. Before I do that, if you're enjoying my channel, if you enjoy my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channelscoffee.com page and the channel's TikTok account in the description bar below and in the pinned comment in the comment section. So with that out the road, I'm going to grab my bag and head on out and enjoy this glorious weather. Yeah, so I'm coming in through this entrance up here, just up close to Cleopatra's Needle, because that's the People's Palace over there. Yeah, today is one of those days in Scotland that is deceptively nice. It's warm and it's sunny, but it's a bit blowy. Hence why I've had to put the microphone on, because I don't think you'd have been struggling to hear me over the breeze if I hadn't. So People's Palace is just behind me, so I'm going to head over in that direction and see what I can find. This is the wee garden that they've got just to the side of the People's Palace, which is that building there. I came across this as a memorial to the Irish and Highland famine. So we've got this information board. I'll show you this first. So this is the memorial here. This is a memorial garden. So this is the front facade of the People's Palace. That is where you enter the building from. Quite a predominant feature in Glasgow Green. There's been quite a few people going in already. And opening times if you want to come and visit. As I've just come up the stairs, I bet you can go inside there. The Barrowlands is a dance hall up close to, or right next to the Barra Market. The upstairs floor's closed just now. There are still plenty to see. Yeah, I think the winter garden's like the actual kind of greenhouse bit at the back shut just now because they're doing a lot of work on that.
John Keane was credited as Duke Chief Prison on the 24th of February.
Is it from a TV show called Grassy, isn't it?
I thought they were fancies.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the cenotaph that stands in George Square in the centre of Glasgow. I always remember my granny telling me about the day that Clydebank was bombed. She lived in Govan. And she can always remember how red and orange the sky was. And she had to rush with her mother to the nearest air raid shelter. So a lot of people had Anderson shelters, which is in their gardens. This is a replica of an Anderson shelter here. So it would probably have been covered with earth and turf in order to give it more rigidity, more protection. You can just see how dark it is, how small it is. Okay, I'm 4'11" and I can easily touch the roof of this. So how an average sized person or a tall person would actually cope with one of these, I don't know. It'd be really claustrophobic. And this is a wee mock-up of a steamy booth. And the steamy was essentially where people would have to go and do their washing, do their laundry. So if you ever hear Scots saying you're the talk of the steamy, it means that everybody's talking about you. This is a mock-up of a Glasgow shop. Well, as we're back from visiting the People's Palace, and even though the top floor and the Winter Garden were both shut, there's still a lot to see and a lot to learn about, because most of what they have on display within the People's Palace does focus on Glasgow and life in Glasgow itself. But yeah, when they do reopen the top floor and the Winter Garden, Probably will have to come back for a wee revisit, because from the photos that I have seen of the Winter Garden, it looks absolutely stunning. And I was talking to one of the guys who works in the People's Palace, and he was saying that they're planning on working on the People's Palace for the next 3 years. So that will be 2025. But again, a lot of these projects can run longer than they should. So it could be longer than that. So fingers crossed we will see it reopened again in 2025. But really lovely to see when it does reopen. But again, it was just nice to be able to get out, go for a wander up to the People's Palace, go for a visit and see what they've got on. And hopefully you will have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll be all putting that onto your list for where to visit when you come to Glasgow. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.